It is scam week, yes. So whenever there's any turmoil, pandemic, plague, or even just a sunny day, the con artists are always out. So today we're going to start off by talking about a rental scam that is rampant right now. So if you have a family member or a friend who is thinking of renting, it's important that they see this video or you tell them about it. So here's how the con works. And this actually, someone tried to do this to someone on my team last week. Seriously. So here's the story. The gal's looking at a rental on Craigslist. So she contacts the landlord and she says, hey, I'd really like to see this property. When can I see it? And they say, well, we're really sorry, but due to COVID, we can't show the property until next week. And so she's like, okay, well then I'll wait till next week because I want to see the property, because there was only an exterior picture. Okay, that's a red flag, guys. If there's only an exterior picture of a property, how are you supposed to know what's inside? How are you supposed to know that the person advertising it can get inside? So she's like, okay, well then, put me on the calendar for next week so I can see this. It's really nearby my house, et cetera, et cetera. And they came back and said, well, actually, because there's so much interest in the property, what we can do is we can lease out the property to you. And if you pay a deposit, and then when you see the property, if you don't like it, we'll refund your money. So yes, so basically they're saying, hey, this is such a hot property. If you give us a deposit, we'll give you a lease. And then if you don't like it, we'll cancel it. Which right now, that sounds like, okay, I guess that could happen. Like it's a super hot market. So it would make sense that they have a lot of demand and you'd want to secure the property. And COVID, like there's a lot of tenants that don't want people in their house. All of that is explainable away. So they sent her over this lease. And they send her wire instructions for a deposit. So she looks at the lease, and it's a standard normal lease, but she's a little bit of a detective. She's on my team. She doesn't play around. So she looked up the owner on the lease versus records. Yeah, because you guys, a lot of this stuff is public, so you can see who actually owns the house, right? So she went back to them and she's like, I'm really confused because the person on the lease isn't the same as the person that owns the property. Can you provide like some proof of ownership or something so that I know that you guys actually have a right to lease this property? Okay. Now look, if this was some sort of mix-up, they would have provided something. They didn't. They ghosted her. She went after them 4 times, nothing. Removed from Craigslist. Yeah, gone in the dead of night. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's so simple, right? It's so simple. Hey, we can't show you the house because of COVID. Here's a lease, wire us money. They don't even own the house. You could do it with any house, any apartment across the United States. Take a picture. You don't even have to take a picture. It's on Google. It's on Zillow. It's on Redfin. And then you just see who you can con into it. Yeah, it's really, really dark. So you want to make sure that if you're looking at renting a property, go see it, guys. Because beyond the fact of like, even if they had owned it, if the lease had matched the ownership, wiring money before you can step inside somewhere that doesn't have pictures, that's super high risk. Like you don't know what type of condition the house is going to be in. If they can't let you in because of the tenant, who's to say the tenant's going to actually move out anytime soon? I see that stuff go sideways all the time. And 3, why are you wiring money to something you haven't vetted out? So you really want to make sure that you see the property, you verify that they are the owner of the property. And that's one of the reasons I'm a big fan of property management companies. I know a lot of people don't like them. I know there's a lot of owners who are going to hate me for saying that because they probably rent out their own properties and haven't had trouble. But, having that third party there that verifies that, yes, Bob really does own that property and has the right to rent it, that's some level of security versus when you're looking at these ads online, there's no vetting that's done. Anyone can post an ad and they're not verifying they own the property. So please be careful with your money. Watch out for this stuff. It's smooth. I mean, she's as sharp as they come. She sees crazy stuff all day long. And she went with it to the point of like, oh wait, I better just check this to be sure. And thank goodness she did. Otherwise she'd be out $5,000. So watch out for the rental scam. It's everywhere, guys. It's super easy to do. Don't do it. And people are falling for it left and right. Thanks for watching.